Alright, so today's video got this wood chipper in. It's a Bilt Junior Tomahawk, manufactured in the USA. Has a Tecumseh engine. The issue with this one, according to the customer, is that when they put fuel in it, it leaks out. Now, he didn't say exactly where it leaks out at, but we're gonna find out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and spray some go juice in here and see if this thing fires up. The reason why is that way I'll know if I have spark and if there's any other underlying issue. And if the fuel pours out like he says, then and it fires up, then I know I just need to tackle the carburetor and I have to worry about checking the spark plug or the coil. So let's get this off. It's a flat, which I've already loosened. This is the filter. It does smell a little like gas. So let's give it a couple of squirts. Probably a little too much. Just double check that I don't have fuel in here. Yeah, it's pretty empty. Well, it is empty. And let's see what this thing does. Alright, so it fires right up. I can rule out spark or anything else. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and pour fuel in here and see where he says it's leaking from. Alright, so I've poured fuel in there and I don't see any leaks. So let's put the cap back on. Let's give it a couple of cranks, see if it runs, and maybe it leaks when it runs. Alright, so I just turned off the camera briefly, and as we can see, it's leaking fuel right out of the intake. So probably something is stuck in this carburetor. Usually with old fuel, the floats tend to seize, they just tend to get all clogged up. So I think what we're gonna have to do next is take off this carburetor and see what's sticking. Sometimes we can clean them up pretty good and get it running without having to get any parts. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll just have to buy a couple of parts. Alright, let's disconnect this hose. It's a little bit brittle. I think we can get away with doing this. Now if we look, we can actually see it's leaking right over there at the bowl. So we may need a gasket kit for it. These bolts are kind of blocked by this fuel inlet, and even over here, so I'm not going to be able to get a wrench or anything. But what I can see is there's two flatheads, there's two Phillips, and if I take these out, this should come off. So I think I'm going to try that first, and then I could take this out as a unit, and I think I should be able to access these bolts on the other side. Alright, so I got it removed, and I'm looking at this carburetor, and it looks like this bowl has been punished a time or two. So I'm going to take it apart, see what the float is doing, see if there's even a gasket there, because it looks like it's coming out from over here where there should be a gasket. It's kind of hard to say, but that kind of looks like some JB Weld action going on. So let's take it to the bench. Alright, let's see if we can get these two bolts out. Definitely probably going to need that gasket there. Yeah, it's been sitting for a little bit. This gasket's very hard. So off camera, I went ahead and cleaned this up just to kind of see what I got and what I'm working with. And I've concluded that this carburetor is pretty much junk. First off, this JB Weld job just does not hold up. I filled it up with fuel and it's still leaking right through that little hole. So yeah, I mean, we could try to redo this, but I really don't think that's going to work long term. The other issue is this brass float also has a pinhole, and it's probably in this area over here. It keeps getting saturated with fuel and water, so it's not floating. And then the other issue I found, and you probably can't see it on camera, but inside where the seat seals is pitted and it's not creating a good seal. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to reuse this carburetor. I checked with my local parts store. They can't seem to get it, at least a rebuild kit, and they can order me a new carburetor, but it's like $100. So I'm going to take this part number 1421 CCH Charles Henry, I believe that's what it is, and we're going to try to see if we could get a aftermarket one. And I've had luck with some work really good, some just don't, but I think we could get lucky with this and it should be able to work. Usually those carburetors go for about $20 to $30, and some manufacturers make them pretty decent while others just do a horrible job. So I'm gonna go down that route, try to hunt it. Also check the internet to see if maybe I can find a used one of this, one that's just not pitted and eaten alive with gasoline. So when we come back, which might be in a week or so, we'll see if we get this thing running. So a few days later, and I was able to get myself a carburetor. So like I talked about earlier, this carburetor is pretty much junk. And I've had luck with these aftermarket carburetors, so we're gonna give this a shot. Now the kit came with a whole bunch of other stuff, as I guess it's for different models. And it has the gasket I need. So we're good there. So now, before we put this back on the machine, we got to install these two together, because you can't take them off while it's on the machine. You take it off from this piece up here. So let's get our new gasket. Our bolt. This gasket's a lot thicker than the old one. Alright. And then these two Phillips will go on the block, along with our new custom gasket. Now my only concern is the throttle plate is a lot different. All the dimensions and everything else lines up are identical and perfect, but the little throttle up here is slightly different. And I wonder how that's going to affect when we put in our lever. So I have to kind of keep an eye on that. There's a lot of room for adjustment, and I believe it was on this middle hole right over here. So if I was to compare, I might have to put it up here. So we'll see how that works. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to get in this lever right over here. Luckily there were witness marks, and I took good pictures. So we're gonna follow this one right through here. So this one's gonna go on this 3 holes, 1, 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I'm gonna put that right over here because you can see where that was rubbing. That's gonna go right there. So we're gonna leave that set up, and I'm gonna go ahead and pop in this carburetor. Alright, let's pop some gas in it and let's see if this thing runs. That works, and it's violent, but it works. Well, this thing works. A little violent. Not 100% sure how it works, but I was paid just to get it running, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. As far as the operation, the owner could figure that out and tweak it or do what they got to do. I was just told to get it running, and that's what we did. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the air filter back in and then change the oil, because I'm pretty sure the oil has never been changed on this. I'm reusing the old filter. Doesn't look terrible, but the owner said he'll pick up one on his own, so that's what we're gonna do. So 3 ounces of the black nasty stuff came out. Pour 3 ounces in here. So let's see if that will take it. Wasn't sure if it was low. So we'll put in 3 and then we'll just add accordingly. I think it's gonna need a little more. Let's add in 1 more ounce. Alright, so this thing was pretty easy. It just needed the carburetor. That was the main issue with it, as the other carburetor, I guess for just sitting for long periods of time and just bad gas, was just kind of eating away. For the most part, the linkage, putting it where I thought, which on this carburetor, it's the one closest to the left, closest to the exhaust, as you can see right over there. That seemed to work fine on it. Another thing with this carburetor is that it had room for adjustment. I've bought aftermarket carburetors where no matter what type of adjustment you do, it still ran like crap and they just were poor in quality. But this one seems to work pretty well. How long it'll work, only time will tell. Had to give it a little bit of adjustment, but I was able to make sure that the idle is pretty good and that when you rev it up, it doesn't bog down. An oil change definitely was good and helped, as that oil just looked like it'd been there for a very long period of time. It's not leaking. And as far as the spark plug was good. Gap was good, everything else, so I made no reason to change it, and they typically don't go bad. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what we fix next.